I'm sure everyone has already heard of a scary story and terrifying legends about haunted lands, castles, and mountains where treasures are hidden and where strange creatures and phenomena were recorded. But did you know that many of these places are in the Middle East? I'm not sure. Stories about haunted castles, buried treasures guarded by cannibal creatures, weird lights at night, and unexplained screaming. Urban legends about places no one dares to visit, and if they do, they'll be facing death or even disappear forever. In this video, you'll discover 3 of the scariest places from the Middle East that you have never heard of. Tel Hafidh in Iraq, or Hafidh Hill. Heard of it before? People in Ahwar in south of Iraq were telling stories about 3 brothers, Akar, Abu Shadar, and Hafidh, and each one of them owns a well-fortuned and rich kingdom. However, it is said that these brothers were so evil and doing terrible things on earth that God sent them a huge tsunami that killed them all. It is true that the regions of Akar and Abu Shadar exist in Ahwar, Iraq. However, the 3rd region or hill disappeared, and no one knows its exact location nor the way to reach it. Some inhabitants of the place say that Tel Hafidh is a small island guarded by demons or jinn who protect the treasure of Hafidh buried in it. And the scary thing is, this island appears sometimes and disappears again without a trace. So many legends were told about this place. The first legend says no one could ever reach Tel Hafidh unless they were possessed by demons. Second legend says going to Tel Hafidh means one thing: death. Third legend, the region contains a lot of treasures and no one can extract them. One of the stories says that a group of people reached Tel Hafidh with a boat, and one of the men in the boat found a piece of gold, picked it up and put it in his pocket. However, when the men tried to come back and run the boat would not move from its place, as if someone or something was pulling it back. And when the men threw back the piece of gold, the boat started moving again. Madam Village in Emirates United, or known as the Haunted Village, the Buried Village, and many other names reflecting its mystery. The village is about 60 kilometers away from Dubai only, and not too far from the city of Sharjah. Yes, the village is in between 2 of the biggest and most developed and loudest cities in the world. People who used to live in that village come from Kitbi tribe, which is one of the famous tribes from the 1980s. However, the reason why these people left the village is still unknown till this day, and no one knows exactly what happened. The weird thing is, the inhabitants seem to have left in a hurry. They left the doors of their homes open, and they even left all their belongings behind. And there are no certain information about the people who used to live there and what really happened to them. Today, the sands of the Emirate Desert have taken over the village and covered most of the empty houses. So many urban legends are surrounding the village. Some are pretty terrifying. The first legend: a sandstorm attacked the village, a storm controlled by a strange force that leads it to invade the area. The second legend: it had been told that the Madam village is haunted by demons scaring away everyone who come into the village and not welcoming human beings. The third legend: the beautiful ghost. This story says that in the village is a female demon takes the shape of a woman, a beautiful woman, and puts an irresistible perfume and wanders around the area to lure men and brutally kill them. This village, in spite of the scary legend told about it, still attracts people. Many of the local people don't believe in these legends and have a more rational explanation for them. They say because the village is in the desert, life conditions became complicated with heat, lack of water, and sandstorms which pushed the people to move out. Natural or supernatural, the reason why the village is deserted is still unknown. Doqm Mountain in Saudi Arabia. Doqm Mountain is one of the most beautiful places in the country. However, it is also one of the scariest due to the horror stories told about it and the paranormal events surrounding it from a long time ago. The inhabitant of the region reported some terrifying stories about unexplained scary events that happened up the mountain. One of the stories I'm gonna tell you about in this video is definitely the scariest, so stay focused. Story number 1. People who went up the Doqm mountain said that they experienced weird feelings of fear and nervousness. They also said that they felt as if they were not alone and are being watched. Others said that they heard footsteps, breathing, and sometimes even screaming from a distance. Story number 2. It had been told that a man and his friends went on an exploratory journey on top of the mountain. The man wrote the name of his daughter on a rock near an entrance to God knows where, another dimension maybe. Few days later, the man's daughter died in mysterious circumstances. Story number 3. A photographer was having fun taking pictures of the beautiful mountain and the views surrounding it. However, when he developed the photos and reviewed them, he noticed a man in the pictures. The man was a member of his family, however. The man in the picture died many years earlier. Story number 4. Some people say that there is a big entrance in the mountain that is hard to find, but whoever found it and went to explore inside of it never came back. Legends say that inside the entrance is a lake guarded by a giant snake who devours anyone who dares to come in. A man disappeared inside the mountain and came back. However, he came back 2 years later with white hair and missing teeth. When he was interrogated by the inhabitants of the region, he said he was a poor shepherd working near the mountain guarding his sheep. One day, he wanted to protect himself from the burning sun and slid into an entrance in the mountain. He said he went into another world, a parallel world of jinns who live at night and prohibits him from praying to God. One day, he managed to pray God on a rainy night and found himself in the middle of nowhere outside the mountain. 2 years later, without a memory of what happened. A lot of people question the sanity of the man, but others believe him. Are these stories real, or are they just urban legend transmitted from generation to generation? Doqm Mountain became an important touristic place in the region. It attracts a lot of adventurers and mountain climbers to see the beauty of the place and also the dark side of it. There's one last weird thing though. There is an army base installed on top of the mountain and prevents tourists to reach the top of it. Do they have anything to hide? Who knows? Let me know what you think in this video. Like and subscribe and comment below if you have ever heard of any of these places and if you know other places to propose to me.